so bad. So to get a chance, it's a
Why would I want you to?
Welcome to the Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports Radio 1350 AM. I'm Pep Fernandez. We got another big show to you. We're 2 weeks deep into the high school football season. Week 1, technically, because we had a week 0, of course. We have the Arlington Lions in the house coming off a big win against La Sierra in week 1. That was a Thursday night special, so we'll talk to the Lions. Coming up in segment number 2, we've got Darius Allensworth. He was a former star player at Heritage High School, now a starting defensive back for the Cal Golden Bears, and one of the team captains. So Cal just coming back from Australia where they beat Hawaii, and they've got San Diego State and Texas coming up. So we'll talk to Darius Allensworth in the second segment. And the third segment, we'll kind of recap week 1 of the high school football season, and we'll also take a look at some of those games coming up in week number 2. We got some good ones, and we get a little separation to see who's the real contenders here in some of these tough non-league games as we kind of see how the high school football season is going to start taking shape. It's all brought to you by Adrenaline Athletic Training in Corona. AdrenalineAthletic.com is the website. We sincerely appreciate their support. Check out their training programs and their travel ball teams. Thank you, Adrenaline. RE/MAX Advantage. 909-307-5665 is the phone number. Nobody sells more real estate than our good friends at RE/MAX Advantage. Spoiled, quick, quality oil change right here in Riverside. It's in the name. They are the very best. Keep your car going strong on the road with our dear friends there at Spoiled. Ken Sporting. It's our deal with Fandom House. Fandom House Studio does a lot of cool things. Kevin Harrell's behind it. He has so much experience in Hollywood, photography and motion pictures and graphics, but he also does sports edits. You guys know what sports edits are? Where they take like a cool picture and they put the graphics and filters and all this crazy stuff. We're giving them away for free here on the Inland Sports Show. So every single week, we're going to have a winner here on the Inland Sports Show. This week, we wanted people to tweet us. If you're one of the top tacklers from week 0, all you got to do is follow at Inland Sports and at Fandom House on Twitter and tweet us. Let us know who you wanted to nominate. Well, our week 0 winner, congratulations to Nate Gardner from Temecula Valley High School. He had 19 tackles in week 0, so congrats to Nate Gardner from Temecula Valley. And he's our winner, so all you got to do is hit up Inland Sports or Fandom House on Twitter, and we will schedule that photo shoot for you, Nate. And then our next Fandom House giveaway this upcoming week, we're looking for the top rusher. Looking at you, McGlory. Top rusher. So all you got to do is follow Fandom House, follow Inland Sports on Twitter, and tweet us. We want to know what your stats were, what you did in that game, why you were the top rusher from week 1 of the high school football season. And in next Saturday's show on the Inland Sports Show, we will announce the winner. So we're looking for the top running back from week 1 of the high school football season. So we've got a lot going on here on the Inland Sports Show, but we want to get right to the nitty-gritty. We got the Arlington Lions here in the house. Very excited about this, coming off a big win on Thursday night against La Sierra High School. First off, congratulations, guys. When you get that first win of the season, right, Coach, it just kind of feels good, right? Like, you know what? We've got a little momentum. Team knows they can win. Now we can just push forward now, right? I mean, is that safe to say?
Yeah, that's very safe to say. You always want to get that first one under your belt, kind of get the nerves out of the way, and get you over the hump of wondering what this new season is going to be in store for.
So you beat La Sierra. It was, what was it, 41-12.
Yes.
Pretty decisive win. We love Gary Hedlund over there, but that was a nice, solid win for you guys. I think you had a quote in the press enterprise that said, you just like to let it fly. Like to gamble a little bit, just go for it, right? I mean, how would you describe your approach maybe when there's, you know, some calls that you're like, I don't know which way I should go. You're like, no, we're going for it. We got to do this.
I don't want to give out too much to upcoming opponents
all your secrets
that are down the road, but we tend to go for it a little bit, then in some unconventional ways and some circumstances that other coaches would just go ahead and play some field position type games. I prefer to have the ball in our hands on offense, and we want to control what's going on with our destiny in the game.
Hey, Coach, can you introduce who you brought onto the show today? Some of these studs.
Starting over here in the back, we got Reed Baird, offensive and defensive lineman. Soren Kanizer, linebacker, tight end. Abraham Gutierrez, a wide receiver and free safety. And then we got J-Mon McGlory, our tailback.
So, guys, congratulations on that win against La Sierra the other night. McGlory, 3 rushing touchdowns, 173 yards in that victory against the Eagles. What was going on up front that got you those holes and some daylight and, put up some nice numbers against the Eagles?
Great blocks, of course. By the linemen. I felt good. Got good holes, but it's the linemen.
Now, you and Abraham, pretty good 1-2 punch here offensively. The running game, obviously the ground attack, and then also, catching the ball. 97 yards, 2 touchdowns, right? I mean, that was a pretty good game. Talk about your role on the offense and just trying to make plays and put some points on the board. Obviously, 41 points is a good night for the Lions offense.
Yeah, I just tried to go out there, help my team out, get as much points as possible. We had one of our star players go down this year, so just trying to fill in for that and put up points for our team.
Guys, Coach was telling me about that Paris game in the opener, right? Let me ask the big guys over here, because we all know it's one in the trenches, right, Coach? How long did you guys think about that Paris game? And it's like, you know what? At some point, you got to put in the rearview mirror, say goodbye to it, focus on La Sierra, focus on those games ahead. But did you guys think about it much? I mean, because it was 28-27. That's a game you could have, should have won, right?
Yeah, we think we should have won that game, honestly, but kind of put it behind us after watching film. Just got to get focused for the next week ahead, playing La Sierra, and just got to get focused for the week ahead. I mean, it's always going to sit in your head about it, but you got to move on. Was it Soren Kaiser?
Yes, sir.
That's like the coolest football name ever, right? Isn't that just like a tough football name? Getting that win against La Sierra, did that really put that Paris game in the past?
Oh, yeah. There was a lot of turnovers, a lot of fourth down conversions. We stopped them, we stopped the run, and we just couldn't do nothing about it.
So, Coach, that Paris game, obviously, I'm sure that week of practice was probably very interesting after the Paris game leading into La Sierra. But what was kind of the message? You were in the hallway telling me there were some things in that game that, obviously it was a learning experience.
Going back to the Paris game, they had a very colorful guy in the booth calling the game. And he was doing a lot of play-by-play, and he had a lot of stuff to tell us. So I took a few things that the guys remembered hearing throughout the game going on, and I used those during the week to make sure they remembered about their main man, PJ, and some of the things that were happening. So I made sure I did my part of putting it in their head and in their brain the entire time of them giving that game away because of what they heard over on the loudspeakers.
Who's PJ and what was on the loudspeakers? I'm curious now.
Go ahead.
PJ was just one of their receivers, and I believe he's a safety. He was flying around the field, and he gave it to us, and the announcer wanted to let us know that he was giving it to us.
Some of that home cooking, right, from the PA announcer?
Yeah.
What was he saying? I'm just curious.
He was just like, "That's my main man, PJ in the stand." He was just giving it to him
When he got hurt?
Yeah, and then when he got hurt, he was like, "PJ, give us a sign. Are you all right? Are you all right?"
Maybe it was his dad. Who knows, right? He's the biggest fan over there in the press box.
It was pretty annoying.
We've got the Arlington Lions football team here on the Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports Radio, 1350 AM. So you lose to Paris, you come back, you beat La Sierra on a Thursday night game. You've got Temescal Canyon, Elsinore, San Jacinto coming up. Those are 3 good teams. That's a tough stretch for you guys. And some Sun Belt League flavor, with Temescal and Elsinore and Paris, of course. So, Coach, these next 3 games as you gear up for Inland Valley League action, as we said, those are 3 good teams. What are you hoping to see from your team? And, I mean, I'm not going to ask you to predict your record after 5 games, but what are you hoping to see from your team against 3 really good teams coming up?
When I talked in the preseason, I talked about how young we were. We only returned 4 guys on each side of the ball, so we were hoping that we would be able to mature early, and then as we go along and grow and get into league play, that we'd be ready for league play, because we know the Inland Valley is a grind for all of us. We got Rancho at the top, but everybody else in between is pretty much a grind, and we're going to be battling the entire 4 quarters for those positions. So I'm figuring that we did a good step La Sierra week, obviously. We bounced back from the Paris game to La Sierra, and I think these next 3 are going to really gear us up for league play. They're going to really get us in those the right position we want to be in, going to give these guys a chance to compete for 4 quarters straight and really fight and get us matured up ready for Inland Valley league play.
Yeah, Elsinore with a big win against Temecula Valley. San Jacinto, their coach, Eric Galliano, I don't know if you know him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's a good dude. He's like, man, we should be ranked higher. And I was like, just keep winning. It'll take care of itself, But, yeah, those are some good teams right there. Guys, let me ask you. So when you look at the Inland Valley League, of course, the Rancho Verde's tough. I mean, they got a lot of guys back, a lot of skilled position players. but the league as a whole, from top to bottom, it seems wide open. I mean, there's a lot of good teams, but it's predicting who's going to finish where. I mean, do you guys see that as an opportunity to, like, jump in there and be like, you know what, why not us, right? Yeah, you can go for it.
Yeah, I feel like this year it's going to be a good season in league. It's always up there, but I'm always rooting for my team. So I feel like we could be number one this year. I feel like it's a good season for us, and just got to keep working.
How about you, Soren?
We just got to stop their offense. Offense is a powerhouse. They have a great old line. We just got to stop that run. Get them passing more.
And even just beyond Rancho Verde, just looking at the league as a whole, I mean, we got Pauley, you got North. I don't leave anybody out. We saw Valley View against Paloma Valley last night, Canyon Springs. I mean, but when you look at it from top to bottom, it's like, man, I don't know who's going to finish where. Every single Friday night or Thursday night, someone, they got a shot at this. I mean, so when you guys go into league, at least you got to feel good about yourself. Like, you know what? We can finish pretty high in this league. Playoffs, league title, maybe. I mean, like, do you guys have some of those goals already in mind after 2 games deep into the season?
Of course. That's what we play for. Just to get high ranked in league.
How about you, Abraham?
Yeah, we actually all of the seniors sat down and we made goals, and we just want to get into playoffs and give ourselves some good chances. So we got to go into lead and play good. We got Pauley on the first league game. We're gonna go in there, play hard. It's gonna be a good rivalry game, and I think we'll be able to get him this year.
Coach looks like he can still play. You guys think he can still play?
I don't know about that one. So.
Yeah. He's within arm's distance. He can probably reach you from there.
Yeah, he probably
Be
can.
careful what you're
So,
saying.
I'll just watch what I say. But, he still has some years. I don't know if he catch me.
None. I have none left. I have none left.
But Coach, seriously, you do CrossFit, right?
Absolutely, yep.
So how, especially during the football season, how often do you actually get into the gym? Do you go before school every day? I mean, what's kind of your regimen?
Well, I get probably maybe 3-4 days a week in. It depends on how tired I am. Football coaches, we spend a lot of time. We're burning the wick at both ends. Yeah. So I'll set the alarm in the morning. If I wake up and I'm a little bit tired, it's just turn it right back off, and we'll go to the second alarm, and I'll see you at school. So I try to get in as often as possible. But my buddy over at Summit, Nick Matheny, he's a CrossFit guy too.
Oh, is he really?
Yep,
I didn't know
absolutely,
that. Okay.
Yep. And he was asking me, just how do you do it? How do you stay throughout the season? I said it's pretty tough. I got to get up. I don't get much sleep, but it's just dedication. I try to teach that to these guys: responsibility, dedication, work ethic. So I gotta practice what I preach.
And you do it. You compete, right? Competitively, you go out there and a little bit.
Well, as Reed just stated, I don't have many years left. I'm a little old, now. So
it's put you in the grave already.
But couldn't you out-condition him?
Oh, I put these guys in the ground when it comes to play.
So you don't have to get him outside a 5-yard box. You just have to.
I'll just wear them out. I'll run around for a little while. I'll tie it down.
Does Coach get out to run with you guys? Or when he has you doing, no.
Never.
Because he does it in the morning. He puts it to work. You guys are still asleep, and he's out at the gym, doing his thing. We got the Arlington Lions football team here on the Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports Radio 1350 AM. Plus, we should mention we're live and amplified around the world on the Inland Sports YouTube channel right now, so you can check us out there as well. Let me ask you guys this. Does this year feel different? I know, Coach, the first year or two being a head coach, maybe you take your lumps a little bit as the program kind of gets on its feet, but maybe does this year feel a little bit different now that you've been around?
Absolutely. They always say you always give a new coach 3 to 4 years. You want to get their system in, their guys, teaching them the way they would. These seniors, they were just sophomores with Coach McCarthy's last time he really coached them up. So then I got them as juniors, and then obviously now they're seniors. And I completely revamped everything that they've ever been taught in high school football. So I give them a lot of credit. I always say it over and over, especially at the end of the year when we do our banquets and whatnot, that just what they've put into what I've asked out of them and what they've given to the program has been huge. So I think this year is a whole lot different. I feel definitely more optimistic about where we're at and those guys doing everything that I want them to do for the program.
Hey guys, let me ask you the same thing. Going into the season, is there a different level of optimism, I guess you could say, like, what? I feel like we can be competitive in every game we head into. Like, this could be a pretty good season, especially for you guys who are the seniors. You want to go out, it was a great year, your final year of high school football. So does it feel different? Like, is there optimism there, like higher expectations, would you say, for the season?
I would say yes. I would say we feel really good this year that we can make things happen this year. That for the team and for the school and stuff like that. So yeah.
Let me ask you guys, does anyone have an impression of Coach Lunsford over here, or can you describe his coaching style? Like let me give you an example. Some coaches like to yell. When they get real quiet. I think, who's the coach we talked to and they in practice they just walked out. They said, I can't even look at you guys, I'm leaving. Who was that coach? We just had a high school football coach on here. He said practice was so bad one day, he just left.
I did that to these guys on Wednesday.
Yeah.
He did?
The day before our game.
All right, let's pump the brakes, let's slow your roll. I got to hear about this. So let me ask the guys first, we'll get to coach. What did you guys do on Wednesday? That was the day before the game. You had La Sierra on a Thursday night. What did you guys do at practice? The coach said, I can't even look at your faces. I'm leaving. I'm going to go work out at the gym.
Everybody was kind of being lazy. They were kind of taking like a break, and we weren't hustling as much, and he was just mad, and he's just walked off the field. But you know Coach is mad when gum starts chewing. That's how you know Coach is mad.
Oh, when he's chomping on the gum?
Yeah, that's how you know Coach is mad.
As leaders, do you tell maybe the younger guys or the guys who maybe aren't focused, guys, we got to bring this in. This is not going to fly. I mean, is there some sort of like self-policing with the seniors or the leaders on the team, so the coach doesn't have to do it maybe sometimes?
Oh yeah, when we got kicked off the field on Wednesday, he told us to do whatever we wanted. He didn't even care or anything. So we handled out like a couple more series of offense, running through plays and stuff. We didn't really completely go off the field just yet, and just see.
You got to coach, you're still into it. Like, hey, he's gone. Guys, let's show him we still mean this. Let's keep practice going here. Right?
Exactly.
Coach, was it just an ugly scene? I mean, obviously it kind of worked because you guys came out the next night and had a big win against La Sierra. You're a genius, by the way.
Hey, thank you very much.
Great motivator.
Yeah.
Oh, we just had to go back to the last week beforehand. I challenged them from Monday on to stay focused the entire time. We had a lot of penalty fouls against Paris. We turned the ball over 5 times. We just weren't focused the entire time. So I just wanted them to focus up. And we got to Wednesday practice after, I wouldn't say Monday or Tuesday were very good practices either. So when we got to Wednesday, it was just a non-focused, lackadaisical, lazy day. And I just had enough at that point. Not to mention it was about 102 degrees out there.
That didn't help, did it?
So I was ready to go anyway.
Well,
Got to the parking lot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Guys, congratulations on the win against La Sierra. Best of luck against, I think it's Temescal, right?
Yep.
Your next one up. And we'll see you guys in league play. I think you guys are going to have a good season, so I'm really excited for you guys. And Coach, I appreciate you coming down. See you in the gym, maybe.
Yeah.
You and
You're more
Matheny.
than welcome anytime you want to. CrossFit CDR Redlands, come on up, Pep.
You can see me, right? I mean,
Let's go. Let's go.
lift a little bit. Guys, best of luck. I appreciate it. We'll be right back here on the Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports Radio, 1350 AM, and our live interview with Darius Allensworth from the Cal Golden Bears. That's next on the Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports 1350.
Thank God, first of all. I thank the great people that I've got around me that help support me, the people that work for me. As I started, if it wasn't for the people around me, we probably wouldn't be here right now, but I've got a great staff. I've got great people that do stuff for us outside the store, and we've been very, very fortunate. Our service is impeccable, and we just keep trying to get better every year. We can do online stuff for your teams, as well as, like I said, the screen printing, the embroidery. We also have 3 women that do extra sewing for us, like tackle tool on uniforms, or the bling or rhinestones for different shirts for the ladies. That's why we have certain racks just for certain schools, and the fun about that is that it turns into other schools that may come in here that aren't as close, that we can do stuff for them as well. We've had very, very good customers throughout the years, and it's just been a blast.
Excited about offering still and motion photography, motion graphics, which is like television style, promo style graphics, and sports edits, which we're really excited about because we get to incorporate not only photography but graphics and effects, which is I'd say our strength. Something that screams action, athletic, information, all in one unit, and easily to share with friends, family, coaches. Get you something creative, have fun with it, have fun with the photo shoot. We have our gear that we need to be ambitious with our production value. Really excited about the offer of sports edits, and especially when you see some of the major college programs, what they come up with, and the fact that we can have just as good a production value. You know what, I don't think we've really seen the potential of what we can do with the sports edit. That's part of the reason I'm kind of excited. More to come, I guess.
Welcome back to the Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports 1350 AM. Coach Lunsford said, I can't even look at you guys right now. I'm leaving, and what do? They come back around and pick up a huge win on Thursday night. That's genius. That's like using the Force, Jeff, if I can put it in a Star Wars analogy, right?
Yes.
Jedi mind tricks by Coach Lunsford.
Jedi mind trick, and he said, I want to get home early and go watch some good TV.
He said it was hot.
Yes,
102 degrees out there. I don't blame them, right? The guys aren't working and goofing off. Who wants to be out there? It's 102 degrees.
Go home, watch a movie.
But it worked.
Shoes off.
It worked.
It did.
He got those guys focused, and it worked out in the long run. So we're excited for Arlington High School. Looks like they've turned a corner. It's exciting to see them playing some good football. Of course, when the Riverside schools are playing well, I think all is better in the galaxy.
All is.
Is that right? Is that fair to say?
The old Ivy League schools making their appearance.
So, Jeff, you were at Paloma Valley against Valley View. We're going to kind of tee up some of these games from week one as we're going to check in with Darius Allensworth from the Cal Golden Bears at 11:30. So we got a little bit of time. But Paloma Valley and Valley View, you were at the game covering it, and you were giving me the scores. I'm like, dang, that thing's close. And then we saw the final score, and they just stepped on the gas.
Yeah, it was a close game in the first half. Valley View was surprising. I mean, I thought the quarterback, the sophomore Jacob Barlodge, with his no-huddle offense, put some holes in Paloma's defense. The secondary looked a little shocked in the first half. But, I think Valley View's running back got hurt, and their little guy, who was my son's size, I think he's like 5, listed as 5'5", might have been 5'5", Dwight Brown.
Dwight Brown. Dwight, man.
He ran well behind he played great. The first half, they looked good. The second half, Bert Esposito adjusted, and they ended up putting up 62 points.
That's Bert football, man. They score a lot of points.
And I figured out that is their defense is their offense. They put up a lot of points. They put up 285 ground yards and 217 in the air. They have some studs. I think one of the best running backs in the area.
Maddox, right?
Yeah, Corey Maddox is a stud. He's a beast. I think he had 3 touchdowns.
We were going through your video last night for Sports Weekly Live, and I was like, who's that? Oh, that's number 3. Oh, who's that? That's number 3. That's Corey Maddox. Yeah, he's a monster. Their quarterback, Chance Nolan, Jaden Lundy. I mean, there's a lot of firepower on that Paloma Valley offense. And obviously, hanging 62 on Valley View is a sign of that.
Yeah, and if you're able to throw to guys like Lundy, it's going to spread up the field there for Maddox to just run haywire and get 3-4 touchdowns a game. And their defense was pretty spectacular as well. They created a couple turnovers on special teams, and they just looked really, second half they were great. First half, a little suspect. Second half came on strong. Scored every possession. Put up 62.
We should talk more about the student sections, too. You said Paloma Valley's got one of the best. I'm not saying that they don't. I believe that because, it makes a difference at a high school football game.
I'm going to say it's one of the best he's seen because there's some great student sections.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah, I honestly, I've grown up in Riverside, and I've seen good ones growing up, but I think that's the Southwest area, I saw, I've seen Great Oak.
Yeah.
I've seen Heritage.
Heritage, yeah.
And now I've seen Paloma. I mean, the kids show up to the game, and it is, everybody talks about Texas, Florida. The whole town comes out to watch the game. I am befuddled to see that every student almost shows up. The ROTC was banging on the bleachers in rhythm. It was pretty cool to see.
The interesting thing about it is probably 10 years ago, nobody was doing that.
No.
And so you have the BBC at Vista Marietta, which is probably, that's the benchmark for any high school to want to do.
Yeah,
they fill up
yeah.
almost an entire set of stands with just high school students that are cheering for their team. But you also have the people of the Black Sea, that would be Santiago, and you've got all these other schools.
The litter box.
It's like 10 years, down the road now, and I was at a Patriot Rubidoux game, and there were two really nice student sections filled, brimming, on both sides of the field, active in the game. And that's not to say anything about Rubidoux or Patriot, but when it gets to two schools like that, I'm going to say that it's something that's beyond just like, oh, it's a trend or a fad. It's what, kids want to come in and be able to root for their team, and you just got to give them incentive, throw a T-shirt at them, and maybe they'll show up for a year.
Yeah, and it is cool. I mean, I find myself, I brought my son last night to the game. He was keeping notes on the sideline, and he kept hitting me and going, Dad, do you hear those guys? See how loud they are? It reminds me of the old days of Riverside, the old Poly-Ramona rivalries, going to Noggles after the game, having some burritos, and it was a great sense of community among these student bodies, and it's cool.
I think he's like pre-Alzheimer's here. He keeps going back to 40 years ago.
Well, he just said he was befuddled a couple minutes ago.
Yeah. Very befuddled.
You have to excuse me. I got to go use the restroom.
Yeah, I'll be moving to Boca pretty soon.
Del Boca Vista phase 2.
With the Seinfelds.
The Boca Breeze is going to bring you down.
Yes, it is.
So, Zeke, you're at the Rubidoux Patriot game.
Yeah.
Kind of a rivalry game. From what I heard, Coach Stauffer was telling me they were undersized, but they battled their butts off. Rubidoux just big and strong, right?
Yeah.
They got some size up front.
It did.
We had the highlights last night, so we did.
Brandon Carroll's is what the guy that stirs the drink for Rubidoux. I mean, both sides of the football. He's a linebacker, he's a running back, and he makes plays. And there are other guys who make plays, but the one who stands out is that kid. I mean, he's got to be tough to take down. I wouldn't want to hit him. And the quarterback for Patriot is a big kid, and he was running around the corner, and Brandon Carroll stopped him in his tracks and took him down. And Brandon Carroll's like 5'7", 5'8". He'll probably say, I'm 5'10", but I don't know. But it was a good game. It was a little offside in the first half, and I had to leave after the first half. But I heard the game got pretty good. But anytime you can have, I think the most important thing is anytime you get that student participation and community participation, both stands were full. It was obviously a rivalry game. You got Rubidoux, you got Patriot. Patriot is actually the benefactor of the old Rubidoux High School because all the kids went there when they were in Rubidoux. So it's that kind of community thing that went along with it too, and I thought it was fantastic. We're seeing more of that. That you see that teams show up now, with their fans.
And there's a lot of pomp and circumstance. The guy at Paloma, it sounded like I was watching an ESPN game, and he was giving out stat lines from the previous game.
Like the Paris guy.
Yeah. I
think that was a little different. I think that was like when we were at I think that was when we were like at that All-Star game down in Great Oak High School when the guy was saying big time players, big time plays, and big time games. How many times did he say that?
Every
75, 100?
Yeah, every snap.
Yeah, Thompson does a good job over Rubidoux, though.
He does. Patrick is pretty gung-ho. I interviewed him before the game, and he was full-on gung-ho. He's just like,
real passionate.
Just a bundle of energy, And his dad is obviously calling plays on offense, and, and that whole thing. So, you got Ed Luna who's helping him out there, and things like that.
Ed Luna, he's a coaching legend.
Yeah.
Track and field coach at UC Riverside for a while there.
He's down there, and he's doing his thing. But it's a lot of great stuff that I saw. Now, Moreno Valley was the stark opposite of that. It seemed that it was kind of a war zone, and I felt the need to have just to leave. I'm glad nothing happened, but it looked like something was going down. I wasn't going to be in the middle of it.
That's the big rivalry right there. Canyon Springs, Mobile.
I guess. Is that how they christen a rivalry?
That's what they do.
Threatening each other?
All right, some of the other big games from week one. We had Santiago going on the road to Citrus Hill. Sharks coming up with a big win, 41.
Huge.
Yeah, 41-10. We knew Citrus Hill was young. They've got some talent, but they're young overall. So they might be, a little bit of a learning curve for a year or two, but they're going to be good again. Not that they're bad this year, but Santiago, they held their own against Marietta Valley the week before, so we kind of saw the writing on the wall that the Sharks, are kind of moving in the right direction, and they pick up a big win against Citrus Hill last night, 41-10. Another game from that neck of the woods, Marietta Valley taking on Redlands High School. Some of the video from that one, if you're watching us live and amplified across the world on the Inland Sports YouTube channel. Marietta Valley wins kind of a shootout with the Terriers. They hold them off in the end, 41-28, the final score. What's crazy is we knew about Bachmeyer and Spiker and Bell. Now they bring out the new guy. His name's escaping me right now. Who was it? The guy Palmer. And then they had another running back, Bacher. Oh my gosh, they got so many weapons on offense.
Athletes coming out of the woodwork.
Yeah. So
It's a lot of good coaching, I have to tell you. The offensive coordinator is quite good at doing what he does. He did it at Rancho Verde for a decade.
They're fun to watch. I'm telling you, like I said, I saw Norco, Heritage, and Marietta Valley, and I tell you what, I came away going, that's fun football to watch, like the old Air Force games.
Hey, we're missing out on the best game of the night.
Which was?
My Notre Dame Titans kicking the heck out of Hillcrest.
Oh, the River Valley suffered this week.
Hello.
That was a classic thumping I saw.
I'm gonna say there was a pretense to it. Also, I'm not gonna get into it, but I do know there was some things going on before the game and days before the game that might have precipitated that.
But yeah, in fact, I stayed up last night and watched that game on my phone as I'm laying.
on Riverside TV, the TV game of the week.
I did. River Valley League suffered this week, though.
Yeah. Norte Vista shut out.
Ramona won, but yeah.
Didn't Norte Vista have 6 turnovers and get shut out?
They had 6 turnovers in the first half.
Wow.
Tough one.
And this is how it played out. So we got the final score.
Yes.
And I'm cranking out the scoreboards, and Jeff's like, it's 7-zip final. I'm like, whoa, hold on. Where are you getting this from? Because that does not sound right. And he's like, it's the principal.
Yeah,
so if you can't trust the principal, who are you going to trust, right?
Yeah, it said 7-0. I don't remember a Norte Vista team that hasn't scored. You've had Freddie Holly, you've had these great Martinez before him, great running backs, and the double wing didn't score.
Is this the end?
I don't think
it's the end of an era.
No, I think it's a rebuilding. Rebuilding phase of the double wing.
I love the positivity.
I'm a brave at heart, but I think it's rebuilding. I think we've got a good offensive line. The turnovers. If you have 5 in the first half, it's gonna be tough to win.
When was the last time they were 1-1? Oh.
I can't remember. They've got 3 tough ones coming up. They got Moval, Colony, and
Summit. Yeah.
That's
a tough stretch.
They could go 1-4 going into league, and then you got the Rams.
Coach Batdorf, let's dial this thing up.
Come on, man. But I'm telling you, River Valley League Championship.
Now,
it's going to be
full disclosure, Jeff, you predicted Ramona would win league.
I did. Just because I'm a Ram at heart, but I've seen what Batdorf has done the last 58 years, or however long he's been at Novi.
58.
Yeah, but I've heard such great things about Fazio, the organization, the weightlifting, the buy-in of the kids. You're seeing some offense for once at Ramona that we haven't seen in a long time, since the days of Markham when they ran the double wings. So it's nice to see.
And fed people peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
Every period. Yeah, he'd be out there handing out the sandwiches. But I do still pick the Rams as River Valley League champs.
Wow. What was it?
No-brainer.
63-0 last night against Rialto. So
no brainer. You give Vinny 2 years in one league, he's going to own it.
Yes, I called it when he was hired. I did.
Does he call you coach?
No one calls me coach anymore.
He calls everybody.
He calls everybody coach. He'll call you coach. Watch.
Hey, coach.
I'll be coach again.
Hey, coach, I'll be over here, coach.
Just have a conversation.
Coach.
One of the other games we saw Derek DeWitt make his Riverside Poly debut against Chaparral, and it was a 21-19 final score. As Chaparral's just big. They got the people movers up front. Justin Diedick, Stephen Jones, just big. They moved the football. 21-19 as Chaparral defeated Riverside Poly last night at King High School. So DeWitt will try to get it done the following week for his first win as the head coach at Riverside Poly High School. There's a nice look at DeWitt there in those shiny orange helmets. I love those.
They have shiny orange helmets now?
Yeah, they're pretty cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, I mean, Riverside Poly, where are they going to go? I mean, where is this going to go, this program?
I don't know. Inland Valley's going to be tough.
It is. I can't wait to see who's going to be. I think Arlington's the team to come out of that. But North is looking pretty good.
North was ranked.
Poly did play Chaparral pretty well, but I don't know how to measure that because Chaparral didn't play well the week before.
Yeah.
So it's a little.
But they played Rancho Cucamonga, if my memory serves me correct, which Rancho Cucamonga thumped Norco, which. Yeah, if you like to play that game, well, that team bet.
Yeah.
And Rancho Cucamonga is getting 4 Upland linemen via Centennial here in about another 5 weeks.
Right.
That's a whole weird situation, right?
Very strange.
Yeah, we're writing all about it though in the press enterprise news.
Yeah, so the Centennial kids denied, transferred to Rancho Cucamonga, and I guess all's good in the world again, right? So.
Yeah.
At least in the CIF world.
Yeah.
Well, Centennial plays IMG Academy. Intern Mason's going to the game tonight. Is he out in the hallway somewhere?
He is fired up.
Is he fired up?
I think it's the game of the century, he told me.
I am fired up. Let's do
And
this.
he's
Let's
on
do
nine cups
I am
of coffee.
fired up. Let's do this.
A 19-year-old, how old are you, 19?
21.
21.
21,
on.
and probably 19 cups of coffee
How
in.
old are you,
He's
Jeff?
excited. 45.
That's a lie. All right.
But you're fired. You're a Centennial
Oh,
guy.
I'm excited. I'm stoked.
You love Matt Logan. We all love Matt Logan.
Of course.
Are they going to win tonight?
Yes.
They are going to win.
Yep. They're gonna win.
Look
That
at
was
him.
kind of Trumpish that Pep just did. You know, you love Matt Logan. We all love Matt Logan.
Yeah,
We all do.
we all do.
But
He-
they're gonna
he's
score
the
their
mastermind.
points, and
You're going to be shooting video highlights
win. I am.
of the game, part of the Honor Bowl down there at Mission Viejo High School. Now, they have games Friday, Saturday. It's all kind of leading up to the main course. And we all know if you're going to wear a bib, if you're going to sink your teeth into something juicy, it's got to be Centennial IMG Academy, right? I mean, that's the main course.
oh,
If you work in a restaurant, you got to order the good stuff, right?
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, the good stuff is what pays the bills. You know?
Okay, because they're not a sponsor, so we don't give them free publicity, but you work in a restaurant. If Centennial versus IMG Academy was an entree, a dinner at your restaurant, what would it be? What's the biggest?
Pizza.
Pizza?
Yeah.
Isn't there something juicier than pizza?
Well, when you have BJ's Pizza. BJ's Pizza is
The deep
like-
dish, right?
It's the deep dish, so it's like
Okay.
everyone loves that.
I'm
so.
sorry, did he say BJ's?
Yeah.
He did. They owe us money now.
Just kidding.
But yeah, so that's a huge game. If there was a game of national importance, I guess, at the high school level, this would be it, Centennial against
I mean,
IMG
19
Academy.
versus 2.
Yeah.
19 nation versus 2 nation. I mean, we got. I hear they're very disciplined. They're very disciplined in like De La Salle, so Centennial can't do what they normally do and penalize themselves. They got to be smart. And if they do that, and Logan runs his offense, I think they'll be fine.
We know Logan's going to run his offense.
Yeah.
Like the sun rising in the east, he's going to run that
No
offense.
doubt
Yeah.
that Centennial's going to win. No doubt.
Yeah.
You know,
I
even when they
think-
play De La Salle could be like number one in the universe, but Logan's still going to get 40, 50 points
Yeah.
on De La Salle. They're going to
Exactly.
score.
I mean,
So-
today I'm worried about, the Trojans, taking it on the chin, not the Huskies.
No.
All right, guys, I love the Centennial talk, you know I do, but we're going to go straight to the Fandom House Studio Celebrity Hotline. He's a dear friend. I haven't talked to him for a while, and it's my fault. It's the great Darius Allensworth. He's a defensive back for the Cal Golden Bears. Darius, we appreciate you taking the time to jump on the show. How are you doing today? Dude, you are the man. First off, I want to say, how was Australia? I mean, I know it was a business trip, but did you guys get to do a little sightseeing when you went down there to open the season against Hawaii?
Yeah, man, we got to, it wasn't a business trip, like you said, but we got to do a couple sightseeing. I was able to see, like, the Opera House. I was able to see a lot of things in Australia. It was kind of weird being a foreign person. Every time I go to anywhere I go to, I like your accent, man. I'm like, what accent? It was cool, man. To get out the country and experience a whole other side of the world that you don't even think about every day. So, I had a great time, and I'm going to go back.
So Darius Allensworth and the Cal Golden Bears won that game against Hawaii, 51-31 the final score. And Darius, this is really cool. You were named one of the captains for the California football team this season. What does that mean to you, being honored with that C?
Man, it means the world. It just shows you, how far you can come, how far a person can come. Heritage, from small little heritage to Division I football captain. It's a blessing. I just thank my teammates for allowing me.
Talking with Darius Allensworth, cornerback for the Cal Golden Bears here on the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports Radio 1350 AM. Darius, this is really cool. I mean, I've known this for a while, but you always play for your friend Donovan Adams. Can you kind of explain the backstory of who he was and why you play for his name?
Yeah, man. Donovan was the originator at the great Heritage High School. He was the first to go play college sports with us. Came back, wanted to get a D1 RTC. Unfortunately, passed away in a horrible accident on June 6, 2012. That was my junior year of high school. I mean, he used to always take me to work out Tuesday, Thursday. I was grateful to have him in my life, and really showed me a lot of things outside of football, which I really appreciate him for. So, I would go to Cal, walk number 2, and I play corner. In honor of him, and I mean, there's no better feeling than to be able to let someone's legacy live. So, I'm pretty grateful that I'm able to do that.
That's really cool, Darius. Coming up on your schedule for California, you're at San Diego State next Saturday, then back home against Texas. That's a big one on the 17th. When you're down at San Diego, do you get family and friends to come down there and check you out?
Yeah, a lot of people come out. Encourage anyone who's listening, or even you, come out and come watch us against San Diego State next Saturday night. I'm trying to get as many friends and families to come out. I only get 4 tickets guaranteed, so I have to ask teammates for tickets and try to do that thing. But I'm trying to get as many people as they want to come out. Tickets to see that much. So come out and support it. It's be a good game.
Coach Broach has got to get one of those tickets, right? Come on, it's Coach Broach.
Coach Broach is going to get a ticket. Coach Broach is always getting a ticket. If he needs a ticket, he's able to get it. But, yeah, Coach Broach.
Hey, Darius, let me ask you this. So, at Heritage High School, I used to call you Megatron because you made some crazy catches. You played receiver as well. Do you ever go up to your coaches at Cal and say, guys, you know what, maybe put me on offense a little bit. Throw me the ball.
All the time. Yesterday, I stayed after practice and ran routes for 30 minutes to one of the GAs just because, I really wanted to catch a pass or something. I mean, I miss those days, as you said. I miss being able to make some highlight catches. So, all the time, I beg my coaches to put me on offense. I'm sure they have to do.
We're talking with Darius Allensworth of the California Golden Bears here on the Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports 1350 AM. Hey, Darius, I just want to get your thoughts. How do you think Jared Goff's going to play out with the LA Rams? I know he's your former teammate at Cal.
That's my boy. Shout out to Jared. Me and him and a couple of guys have a group check that we check every day. So, I feel like he's going to do great. It's a lot of learning to do. Obviously, in levels of football, they're faster, stronger. So it's just him getting acclimated, him getting accustomed, and I feel like he's going to have a great career.
And Darius, finally, I was going down the Cal roster, man. We've got Inland Empire guys all over the place. Devontae Wilson, Trey Watson, obviously a big part of that offense. Victor Viramontes, Grayson Bankhead, Dwayne Wallace, who's starting on the O-line, Cameron Bynum. Is it pretty cool to see, walk around campus and you got guys in the locker room that, you're kind of from the same neck of the woods. You kind of connect with them?
Yeah, it's great. We always, battle with other groups, so the LA, people that went to LA, people that come out of state, the IE and football. So we always talking and nabbing and going at each other at other conferences. My roommate, for example, goes to Presby. He thinks IE has the worst football. He's got to tell him, you guys lost to this area twice. So, we will beat y'all, man. It's cool, man. It's cool to have us right there, and they know what we've been through. So it's a cool experience.
Darius, we're up against it. We got to bounce, but I've missed you, brother. We'll have to talk again soon.
Oh yeah, always. Whenever it's a pleasure. I'm thankful that you got me on the show. To be honest with you, I'm not gonna sit here and watch them all in a minute. Watch them all play. So
Washington State, right?
Yes, sir. You play today at 5. So keep that out too.
Nice. Well, Darius Allensworth of the Cal Golden Bears here on the Inland Sports Show, brother. We appreciate the time, and maybe you'll see us down there at San Diego State.
All right, and when I see you, I got to get a picture, man. Thank you.
You got it, brother. Best of luck, man. All right, you too. That's Darius Allensworth of the Cal Golden Bears. We appreciate the time. He's one of our favorites. When we come back, we're going to make this quick because we got to put a bow on week 1 of the high school football season and also look ahead to week 2. We're coming right back on the Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports Radio, 1350 AM. Right, Bradford.
I wanted to ask.
Yeah, I'm sorry. We're like 5 over already.
Sonny Dykes, man. How much has that changed the trajectory of that program?
He called late. He was supposed to call 11:30. He called 11:35, which isn't a huge deal.
He called.
But he called.
How many people have we say, hey, we'll call you? Never call.
Mark Guard said he's watching, and we didn't mention their opening stadium win.
Let's do it.
Harupa Valley, 32-6.
It was dirty.
You mentioned it last night.
I did.
Yeah.
How beautiful it was.
He's watching the show. He said.
Is that Rev?
No, that's.
Okay, listen, when we come back,
31-6.
you have to mock that whole thing. Well, Mark Guard got his feelings hurt because we didn't mention him directly.
Yeah, let's do it.
Poor fellow thinks like we're ignoring him and his Harupa Valley Jaguars.
Show at night.
So,
All right,
here.
let's do this. So let's talk Harupa Valley.
You rip him on that. You got to get Mark on that.
Harupa Valley, Indian Springs.
Yes.
Are you scared? To
Rev
rip your friend?
Edwanda,
I'm gonna
and then
rip
I'm going to
him
toss
up.
out a
I'll
couple
just
games
think
coming up this week and week 2 to get your thoughts.
My buddy opened Noggles in HB this past week. Yes, well.
You think they're going to win today?
Who?
UCLA?
Do you have any doubt?
It's for a shirt, man.
So I think they're going to win. It's going to be a tough game, though.
Oh, absolutely.
It's going to be really
Absolutely. And they might actually even lose, but you know
No,
what?
I don't think
I
so.
don't have the expectations you have.
tough. I don't think we're going to win. I'll be quite honest.
I guarantee you won't win.
That's
Yeah.
like the second show.
He winked at me when he said, yeah, right there. Yeah. Okay. You know,
I'm going to give it 10%.
we'll meet
At
you.
best.
We'll meet you in November. It'll be fun.
Yeah, it'll be fun because we'll win again.
Yeah.
It's actually at the
How
road.
many times you guys won last night?
We focus on the customer here. Believe it or not, that is the biggest thing for customers on an oil change. They just want the convenience of coming in, driving in, getting it done, and driving out. We just greet them, get them going, and they're done in about 10 minutes or so. We don't push any sales on them. We do the oil change, and I think that's what sets us apart is our customer service. Vacuumed and cleaned your windshield for you as well. Everything's looking pretty good. You come into us one time.
Sports heard right here on Fox Sports Radio 1350 and foxsportsradio1350.com. Now here's more with Pep on the Inland Sports Show.
Darius Allensworth, you are the man. That was a great interview.
That was
a good
very
guy.
good.
Yeah, went to Australia. He's a jet setter.
I was interested to hear his thoughts on Sonny Dykes because Sonny Dykes has come in there and breathed some life into that program, and they're really trending. I mean, Cal's a good football program. A lot of inland kids in that program too. But I was interested to hear what he had to say about Sonny Dykes because he had definitely opinions. You could tell.
Yeah. Still text with Jared Goff. That's pretty cool on the group text. You know,
Little small group text every day.
Yeah. Inside
They're like
knowledge
peeps.
here on
They're
the Inland
bros.
Sports Show. We're back here on the Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports 1350 AM, brought to you by Remax Advantage, Adrenaline Athletic Training, Spoiled Oil Change, Kins Sporting Goods, and of course Fandom House Studio. We'll talk about the contest again before we end the show. Sports Weekly Live also back on IEMG TV. We just had our second show of the season. I think we had highlights from 12 games, a dozen games,
We did.
all the scores, some interviews and stuff, so it was good. Check us out every single Friday night, 11 o'clock on Sports Weekly Live on IEMG. Just search Inland Empire Media Group on YouTube if you do not get that television station. All right, we got to get to a couple more games here. We've got 5-6 minutes at the most here. Supa Dupa Harupa Valley, not happy because
we didn't mention him. He said, Mark Guard,
who's the athletic director at Supa Dupa.
Yeah, and sends me a text, hey, you guys didn't mention the christening of the stadium and the victory. Mark Guard, they did. They won 32-6, but come on.
Yeah. I have to tell you, they didn't invite us. I mean, we weren't even invited there. I didn't see anybody say, hey, by the way, you want to come for the, check out the new stadium? Nothing like that.
No Inland Sports
and by the way,
nothing.
there are lots of new stadiums in the area. Am I supposed to go to every one of them? I'm trying to figure that out.
Yeah, last
It
night.
is a nice stadium.
It is very nice.
And they do shout Harupa Valley onto Etowanda Avenue with the big letters and all that.
They do.
You can't miss it now.
Yeah, in fact, last night, Pep, I think somebody had talked to you about
Yeah, so Ja Rule comes back in. Ja Rule's one of our shooters for the show. And he comes back in and says, I was just at Harupa Valley, and they were talking all about you on the sidelines. And I was like, well, who was it? He's like, I don't know, some guy with a mustache, long white hair, looked really old.
Definitely
Was that Mark Guard? Was that
Definitely Mark Guard, yeah.
So, we think that's him. So.
That definitely is him.
All right, one of the other big games from last night, Etiwanda against Rev, as Redlands East Valley kicked off their season with a nice win. Bradford over here.
Yes, I was there.
Bradford was at
there.
the game.
And I think there should be a rule there. If I show up to any games, it's probably guaranteed not to be a good game until I leave, because that ended up being a little bit exciting. 31-6. Rev really stalled to begin with and kind of got it together. They came back in the fourth quarter and kind of blew it open. When I was there, it was not that story. It was more...
I kind of had the same problem, though.
Yeah.
So you're not the only one.
Okay, good.
You know?
It's not just me then.
No.
I always
Maybe
feel
it's
like
you,
these, I feel like these things are me. You know, I feel like I just have a dark gray cloud over my head all the time.
Maybe they sense you're a Redlands Terrier at heart.
Yeah, exactly. But I went to the Redlands game last week, and it wasn't that good either until I left. So I think there's a problem here. When I
can't send you to the big games.
I know. Just send me to the small ones.
Yeah.
You know?
Start them up easy. ACA's a good one.
ACA.
Break 'em
Send
into
me
it.
the little big.
Who won?
The little big game.
The little big
Hey,
game. Thank
the
you,
little
Mason.
big game, exactly.
But Bradford, seriously, so Redlands East Valley did look pretty good.
They
started slow, but they picked it up.
They picked it up. Defensively, they looked good. A lot of defensive stops. Field goal-wise, they missed a few. But Herrera dropped a bomb. He just dropped a beautiful dime. 65-yard touchdown pass going into the second half.
I saw that.
Yeah,
That was a very
that was nice.
pass.
It was really nice.
He had a couple really nice plays
He
in
did.
that game.
When I left.
Oh,
That's the problem.
darn it. You can
So,
hear about it. You just
I
can't
can
see
hear
it.
about it, you know, and then when my highlights are up for Pep's show, you don't get to see any of his beautiful passes.
Yeah.
because
So we had a pick. You got picked up.
I have the bad stuff. You know, I got a lot of that.
We'll buck that trend, I promise. It won't be like that
you
all
know,
season.
third time's a charm, right? This
It's only week one.
Yeah.
And Kurt Brook, I know you'll appreciate this, Zink.
I saw it.
The red pants.
I saw your shirt. I
agree.
saw your
They're
shirt.
pretty sweet.
By the way, if you can rock that, really, that's amazing.
There's only a couple
Do you know
of
what
us
kind
that
of
can.
fools we'd look like, Jeff, if we put on a pair of red pants, running around with a white belt?
We'd be working at McDonald's.
Have you done that, Jeff? I mean, do you push the boundaries on fashion?
I think I did. I think you guys came to a game last year. I was at the Kiwanis tournament. I wore a basketball net around my neck.
I was there, yeah.
Oh, that pushed the boundaries.
Yeah,
And, you know, I wore shorts once. And,
Wow.
But, you know, flip-flops occasionally.
You're wild.
I am wild.
You know what?
I'm befuddled.
He shaves his head tighter than anybody.
Yeah, wow.
Fashion forward.
When you're
straight razor
when
on
you're
that.
moving to Boca, I mean, come on.
I mean, it's Dr. Evil-esque.
All right, we got 2 minutes. Real quick, some of the big games coming up week 2. Moreno Valley taking on Norte Vista. How will the Braves bounce back? That's a Riverside TV game Thursday night. And
Is that at Norte Vista?
It is. It's at Norte Vista.
Will Pep be on the sidelines?
There's a chance. Will you be in the booth?
There is a chance.
So we'll have to see what happens.
There it
Stay
is.
tuned, right? San Gorgonio taking on Summit. That's also a Thursday night game. That could be a really good one. We got Orange Lutheran Centennial. Every time Centennial plays a big game. The Rancho Verde taking on the Burros. The Jeff Steinberg Bowl, his former team.
And I just saw the other coach in a jersey that Jeff was making a little bit of fun about. Did you see that?
No. What was that?
It was from the other day. I don't know. I could tell that it was a Burroughs coach.
Was it a Burroughs?
Ripping him?
How dare you?
No, just having fun.
Just a gentle ribbing?
Jeff Steinberg is not mean. He just has fun.
He's a tough guy, though.
He is.
He is. He's buff. Don't mess with him. Once again, a shout out to our fine sponsors. Let's start with Fandom House Studio because the contest is starting right now. We're looking for the top running back from week 1 of the high school football season. So here's all you have to do. You follow Fandom House on Twitter. You follow Inland Sports on Twitter and tweet us your stats. We will announce the winner a week from today. So next Saturday on the Inland Sports Show, they get a free sports edit. So you go in there for a photo shoot, and they do all these crazy portrait stuff with graphics and filters and colors and all. Kevin Harrell's the man. He's a wizard in there.
You're going to verify those stats, right, Pep?
Yeah, absolutely. That's what we do, right?
Can Zink and I get a buddy picture? A buddy...
Fandom House picture?
We should. Should we do like
the Step Brothers? Like the Step Brothers
Very
portrait.
much so.
That'd be great.
All right. So Fandom House, please hit us up on social media if you like that free edits. Remax Advantage. Nobody sells more real estate. Nobody. 909-307-5665. REMAXadvantage.me. We appreciate the support. It's Adrenaline Athletic Training. AdrenalineAthletic.com is the website there for their training programs and travel ball teams and boot camps and all kinds of good stuff. Spoiled Oil Change in Riverside. Bill Navigato and his team are so supportive of local sports in general in this area, so please give them your support as well. Ken Sporting Goods, 40 years going strong. I just gave them 50 earlier in the year. I'm sure they'll be around for another decade. They're everywhere. All the local teams have Kens. If you're not, get on board. They got all the latest stuff. Very, very cool. Thank you to the Arlington football team, Darius Allensworth from the Cal Golden Bears. I'm Pep Fernandez. We'll see you again next Saturday on the Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports Radio, 1350 AM.
He didn't thank you for being on.